Hi, hello, friends. I'm back. I have tea. We can begin. All right, let me catch up on the chat. And let's see who's here. Hi, Dylan. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Julie. Hi, Anna. Hi, Noelle. Hi, Wild. I see Red Blue Fire lurking, and I see some other folks. Welcome. Welcome all, be you lurker or chatter. And yes, Anna, I finished the art thing. I don't know what to call it anymore. I finished the art. Yay. My shoulders hurt. But in fairness, that was not caused by the art. They have been sore for a while. Jess has earned laying down forever. Yeah, yes, I think so. But anyway, that's not why we're here tonight. Tonight, we're here to see what terrible tragedy will befall Yamazaki this time, in whatever chapters we get through. Are we ready to dive in? And also maybe to see what terrible tragedies the localization has wrought upon the script. Let's do the thing. Okay. My son has decided that he wants to be a giant gremlin tonight and throw things around my desk. He's been doing that silently during the entire opening, so that was really fun. So let's do this. I think I'm gonna dip into the gallery for a hot second so we can see what we've gotten so far. Percy, I don't care how cute of a face you make at me, buddy. You are not... You are misbehaving. It's unfortunate that he looks really cute when he does it, though. He gets away with so much shit. The cutest criminal. Honestly, though. Alright. See, what he's trying to do is he's back on his hair tie kick right now, and I have one on the end of my braid, and he really wants it. Alright, let's see. Here's our boy. We've only gotten the 2 so far in this one. So, you know, from the intensely, awkwardly translated drinking scene. And then, you know, when he was about to fucking murder us, apparently. So that was neat when that happened. Yeah. So, let's... Just a little murder, not a lot. Yeah, some nice, wholesome ones would be great. Although I think we definitely left off after he and Kazuma and Amagiri were getting into it. So that was neat. Percival, no. He's attacking my screen. Please stop. Please. You're making this harder than it has to be, buddy. He wants to punch the starlight on the monitor right now. So, onward. As I literally hold my cat by the scruff of the neck to keep him under control while I read.
With the Imperial Army came chaos for its enemies, as they swept through Kyoto and swiftly proceeded east through the Koshu Kaido. The Shinsengumi rebranded itself as the Koyu Regulatory Company, enticed by glory from their former employer to subdue their imperial foes. The outcome of the battle in Kofu, however, left the Shinsengumi with neither a castle nor an army to fill it, and they licked their wounds of their defeat and their disgrace. The window of time in which our men had put up a capable fight was fleeting, and soon Imperial forces pushed us into an embarrassing retreat. During the retreat, Yamazaki and I were separated from the rest of the troop, dragging our exhausted bodies back to Edo, hoping for a spot of good news. Our return trip took several days, and by the end of it my feet were aching and haggard.
"Sorry, 副長。あれだけ言及されていたにもかかわらず、こちらから先端を開かせてしまった挙句、おめおめと逃げ帰るなど。
頭を上げろ、山崎。敗戦の責任を問うなら、むしろ俺の方だ。
Yeah, I guess we're kind of picking up pretty much right where we left off.
わざわざ増援を頼みに来たってのに、何一つ動かすことすらできなかったんだからな。
Oh. I always forget until we get to it that, like, Edo Blossom's Hijikata is just real tired. Like, real tired and sad most of the time.
それにお前は近藤さんを逃がすため危険なしんがりを買って出てくれたんだろう。責める理由はねえよ。
いえ。
As their conversation bounced back and forth in the background, I gazed around the common room.
We just started like a minute ago.
The only other men standing in the room were Saito and Shimada, whose glum expressions were directed at the floor. We had to accept whatever good news we could find. In our case, it was that all of the captains had presumably exited the battle unscathed, including Kondo. Our men were bruised, but still alive. There was no time to wallow in our relief, though, and both Yamazaki and I described our mysterious encounter from Kazuma, including his revelation.
しかし、よもや新政府軍の内部で高堂さんが羅刹を生み出しているとは。風間と天霧が告げた話だそうだが、その情報は信用に足るのか。
Thank you for the host.
おそらくは、奴らとしても嘘をついて得をする理由もないでしょ
う。しかし、高堂さんの情報がこんな形で手に入るとは思いませんでしたね。
Thank you for the host, Dylan.
ですが、高堂さんは雪村君の父親で。
I appreciate your concern, but I'm okay. Originally, I had ventured to Kyoto alone in order to gather clues about Father's strange disappearance. 4 years of investigation produced no results, and only recently had I learned anything about him. Needless to say, it was a little deflating for my first lead to be an indictment of his nefarious activities.
落ち水を作り出した挙句に、この国の民の半数を羅刹にするか。その話が事実ならば、放っておけるものではないな。
ただでさえ出立準備で忙しいってのに、また厄介な話が出てきたもんだ。
Wow, Hijikata. I mean, you're not wrong, dude, but I do so love that he does not mince words. Ever.
Moving? Is the Shinsengumi planning on leaving somewhere?
弱腰の幕臣しかいねえ江戸にとどまってても拉致が開かねえからな。
Like I said, never minces words.
俺たちはこれから会津へ向かう。一緒に戦うなら気心がわかる相手がいい。
会津の松平片森公ならば、我々を受け入れてくださるだろう。
I had recognized Lord Matsudaira's name as the military commissioner, to whom the Shinsengumi had reported while we were stationed in Kyoto. Having such a powerful figure as an ally would surely bolster the Shinsengumi's morale.
さて、どうしたもんか。出立前に敵方の羅刹隊に対処しておきたいのは山々だが。
現在の情報では動くに動けません。まずはどこに身を隠しているのかわからないことには。
それなら情報収集を俺と雪村君に任せてください。
Thank you, Noel, for the bits. Time for ninja shenanigans. Yamazaki's suggestion was immediately met with a dubious expression from Saito, whose eyes thinned.
まさか あんたたちだけで対処しようというのではないだろうな。
I mean, he's our dad, so, you know.
いくらその身が羅刹になったとはいえ、家臣は禁物だ。分かっています。その家臣は先日へし折られたばかりです。
Oh, Yamazaki, don't, buddy.
Yamazaki snapped at Saito, biting his lip derisively.
別に正面から戦うわけではなく、まずは江戸入りした新政府軍の中にそれらしき部隊がいないかを探るつもりです。
Amazon thing? Oh, down in the panels? Also, don't mind me as I get the walkthrough up, because I definitely remembered to do that earlier. Okay, we have the walkthrough. Just in case we need it.
もし江戸城で戦になるとしたら、新政府軍が羅刹隊を投入してくる可能性もありますから。
Yeah, the Twitch app may have it set up weird. Admittedly, I don't know what it actually ends up looking like on there.
Same here. I want to go along with Yamazaki. Even if he's wearing a disguise, I think I'd be able to pick him out of a group instantly. Hijikata stroked his chin in contemplation as the rest of us traded our arguments vehemently. After a while, he heaved a large sigh.
わかった。その件はお前らに任せる。動きがあったらすぐにこちらへ知らせる。
Yay, we don't have to go to Aizu, I guess. Sounds like we're gonna go on a Kodo hunt.
羅刹の件は新選組の罪でもあるからな。いざとなれば、俺たちが息の根を止める。
Time to do a ninja! Days had passed since Hijikata assigned everyone to their next order of business. As directed, the Shinsengumi departed Edo in a convoy for Aizu, recruiting every able-bodied warrior to join in the growing resistance effort. Unfortunately, not everyone in the Shinsengumi was pleased with Hijikata's decision.
Ayy.
Nagakura and Harada, who had previously voiced their discontent with Kondo, publicly announced their decision to leave the Shinsengumi. Yamazaki and I had other plans, remaining in Edo to locate any hint of where father could be.
I mean, ultimately that is the goal, right?
The afternoon sunset dyed the sky red, lurking above the horizon like an ominous premonition. We walked as a pair through Edo underneath the soft glow of the dying sunlight. How are you feeling, Yamazaki? Do you think it would have been better if we waited until sundown?
いや、大丈夫だ。この時間ともなると、だいぶ日も陰ってくるからな。
As we exchanged pleasantries, I noticed people of all walks of life flitting by us hurriedly. Word of the shogunate's failed campaigns spread. So too did news of the imperial army's march to Edo. 300 years of peace under the Tokugawa regime were about to come crashing down, and Edo was at the center of the collapse. I eavesdropped on the conversations nearby, hearing everyone murmur nervously to one another.
どうした雪村君
Oh, nothing. I was wondering to myself what my life would have been like if I had never met the Shinsengumi. If on that fateful night I had never bumped into that bloodthirsty creature, things would have unfolded differently. I would have hung my head low, returning to Edo as a downtrodden wreck. The hideous truth of Father's work would have eluded me, and my days would be wasted in waiting for him.
君にとってはそちらの方がずっと幸せだったのかもしれないな。真実など知ることもなく、ただの町娘として暮らしていた方が。
But if none of this ever happened, then I wouldn't have met you, Yamazaki. So I don't regret a single thing. I'm more than elated with the choices I've made.
Ha!
We just gonna sit here for a minute with that.
I know, his blush is the cutest fucking thing.
その以前も言わせてもらったが、もう一度言わせてくれないか。君は卑怯だ。突然俺の心を奪わないでくれ。
Bless this boy. What a goober.
Huh? What do you mean by the...
なんでもない。それより話を戻そう。
This is really fucking cute.
After his little outburst, Yamazaki cleared his throat, assuming a stern tone that I could tell was forced.
新政府軍が江戸入りするまでにはまだいくらか時間に余裕がある。だからその前に俺たちがやっておくべきことは。
You want to investigate the house I used to live in?
そうだ。以前東堂さんたちが軽く調べてくれたとは聞いているが、何か見落としがあったかもしれない。うまくいけば東堂さんの行方についても何らかの手がかり。
Yamazaki cut himself short. Suddenly I heard his footsteps come to a halt. Yamazaki? Out of curiosity, I turned my head to get a peek.
Ah, shit. Not now. We're in the middle of town, though. This is not good.
Yamazaki clutched his hand over his chest, grunting loudly as his eyes began bulging from their sockets. Oh no! There was no mistaking it. He was experiencing a bout of bloodlust. Worst of all, it was occurring in the middle of a crowded public street with passers-by on all sides. I hastily threw my arm around Yamazaki's shoulders, whose teeth were clamped over his tongue as he kept himself from crying aloud in agony. Yamazaki, this way! It was imperative that he remained out of sight. The two of us bolted into a dim, narrow alley, out of sight and away from sunlight. I kept my back facing the main road and I wiped beads of cold sweat dripping from Yamazaki's forehead.
I mean, I know what we need to do, but whatever.
I'll let you drink some of my blood. My eyes darted around us, and after ensuring that we were safe, I unsheathed my kodachi and ran the edge of my blade against the tip of my index finger.
Why always with the sword? Why doesn't she just, like, keep a small knife? Something less violent, maybe? No, she's just done all over her hand. It's been different every time, I think. The first time around, I think it was the back of her hand, wasn't it?
Ow!
Look at them cleverly changing the background. Neat. Ah, yeah, blade accidents are not fun. I avoid those as much as possible.
He flicked his tongue at my cut, taking soft sips of my blood as it trickled into his lips.
So the text said her finger, but this doesn't... Yeah, anyway. CG recycling is a thing they've done here. That's fine. Oh my god. Noelle! I don't fucking trust this translation anymore. I'm sure this is not what it is in Japanese, but whatever, we're just gonna go for it. Acting. Nope, that line's dumb. I'm not reading it. I lied.
I couldn't help but think of the townsfolk bouncing to and from their destinations in the background, so I started growing nervous. Yamazaki, I think you need to hurry or someone's going to see us. I relented, feeling the pressure of his lips pinching my finger as it raced up my arm.
Ow.
As he finished, his pale face was beginning to regain color. The side effects of his affliction were taking a larger toll on his body than I could have imagined. Yamazaki fell unconscious on my lap, dropping like a stone to the floor. I panicked, shifting my eyes. Had anyone seen us? Did anyone hear the howl of his raspy voice? Regardless of either question, it was pertinent that we moved out of sight. I took a deep breath, inhaling as I threw Yamazaki's arm over his shoulder and supported his weight.
Wait, what? I think she meant over my shoulder? What? There's words. Yeah, anyway. Edo Blossoms, why? Just one more editing pass might have done you some good.
His frame may have been smaller than some of the other Shinsengumi men, but dead weight is no joke. I mustered all of my grit, considering there was no one around us who could help. The Shinsengumi had migrated north for Aizu. Both Nagakura and Harada vacated their positions, and Ogito is still bedridden, ill with a respiratory disease.
I'm noticing this one also recaps a lot of things. It's a little weird.
For once, I had only myself to rely upon. I hadn't taken 2 steps before my body started aching. And just when I thought I would faint.
おい、病人か？
Who dis?
だったら運ぶの手伝ってやるよ。近くの診療所でいいのか？
I tensed, gradually turning my head over my shoulder. The amiable voice calling out to us belonged to a young man not too much older than Yamazaki or myself.
I'm guessing it might be Ibuki?
Yay!
He's a good. I know, the game seems to forget how old Yamazaki is frequently. It's so fucking weird.
A long frizzled tuft of hair covered his head, and he furrowed his brow upon closer inspection. He was cheerful, and I had an inclination to trust him. I had a peculiar feeling, almost as if we had been previously acquainted despite never having met.
Were you a protagonist once too? Ah, we have stuff in common, oh my god!
However, I shook my head, stopping myself from dwelling too much. I'm okay, thank you. I can manage just fine on my own. I stepped backwards, making sure to keep Yamazaki's face hidden behind me. A look of confusion fell on the young man's face, and he scratched his coarse mess of hair curiously.
ああ、悪い悪い。突然見知らぬ奴に声をかけられたら、そりゃ警戒しちまうよな。けどどうにも行き倒れを見ると、放っておけないんだ。
Oh. On the outside, he looked totally harmless, but the timing of his offer to help was a tad conspicuous. I eased my back, lowering my shoulder. The young man gasped, widening his eyes when he caught sight of Yamazaki's face behind my shoulder.
Yamazaki?
Huh?
おいおいお前新選組の山崎進だろ？
Interesting. Well, maybe the translation wasn't that far off. It was just weird.
ああ、そうだよ、俺だ。伊吹龍之介だ。
Somehow I felt Yamazaki perk up in response, but without a clear view of his face, it was impossible to know. I was hoping to judge the young man's reaction. Behind me, Yamazaki sighed. He was cycling through a flurry of emotions, or at least this was the impression I gathered. Once Yamazaki began recognizing the man in front of us, I heard his voice quiver, as if he were on the verge of tears.
なんだよ、お前無事だったのか。新選組が負けて戻ってきたって聞いて、俺はてっきり。なあ、よかったら俺のところに来いよ。積もる話だってたくさん。いや、悪いが人違いだ。
Oh. Ow.
え？何言ってんだよ。お前山崎進だろ？いっつもしかめっ面で不器用なぐらいにクソ真面目で、だけど本当は優しくて。
Look at him just laying it all out there.
新選組の観察型で医者の代わりもしてて。違う！俺は優しくなんてないし、もう医者代わりなんて名乗れない。あ、おい
Suddenly, Yamazaki let go of me, seemingly having regathered his strength, and he sprinted away. For a moment, I stood there awkwardly, watching Yamazaki distance himself from the man known as Ibuki. I'm so sorry, but please excuse me. I bowed politely towards Ibuki before spinning around to rush after Yamazaki. We dashed through the bevy of crowds packing the darkened streets.
Yeah, words are hard. And apparently, yeah, Yamazaki just, like, Naruto ran out on us. He ran the fuck away from Ibuki. And yeah, agree. The choice of the word naughty was like, that carries the wrong connotation, friends. Not the same.
By the time we had reached the city's outskirts, a hazy dusk covered the sky above us. We made it. We arrived at Yukimura Clinic. Time had changed my old house. The paint peeled upon the outside walls, sprinkling bits onto the stone walkway. It was my home, but only in name. The tile engraved with our family name was fading, and I grazed it with my fingers, tracing the path of the familiar grooves. I've been gone for so long. The house has fallen into a state of disrepair.
ここが君の家か。
Yes. My father and I lived here together. I recognized the scent in the air, slowly ambling past the entrance gate. Scattered weeds emerged through cracks in the stone, and I rested my hand upon the door. Before I slid open the entrance, I turned around and faced Yamazaki to ask him something. Was the man who bumped into us earlier an acquaintance of yours?
話を聞いていなかったのか。あいつは知り合いなんかじゃない。
Yamazaki, sometimes you're bad at lying, dude.
Yamazaki barked defensively, but I could tell that he was lying to me. His reasons for hiding it were unclear to me. So I consulted the walkthrough to figure out what I'm supposed to ask him. So I asked Yamazaki if they were friends. If he wasn't an acquaintance, was he your friend?
どうしてそうなる。あいつは別に友人じゃ。
But he knew your name. His face lit up when he recognized you. Besides, your reaction was very strange. Yamazaki had normally displayed level-headedness in moments of extreme duress, which made his erratic behavior all the more troubling. When you spoke with Ibuki, I could tell that something shifted in your speech. Most of all, I'd never seen you get so excited before. It was impossible to miss.
そこは仕方ないだろう。あいつにはいろいろと迷惑もかけたし、逆にかけられたりもしたからな。
Old boyfriend. I ship it. Right?
だからまあ、そういう意味では友人と言えるか。
At last, Yamazaki admitted the truth, letting a small sigh out from under his breath.
あいつ、伊吹と俺が出会ったのは、君と出会うよりもさらに前。新選組がまだ老子組と呼ばれていた頃。今日の都で新選組の黎明期を共に過ごした、いわば昔の仲間ということになるな。
Yamazaki gazed longingly at the sky above us, watching the star patterns twinkle brightly. His voice trailed off, causing me to ponder what may have caused a rift between Ibuki and the Shinsengumi. I wondered how he settled all the way here in Edo. Yamazaki left it at that, letting out another sigh as his eyes dropped to meet mine.
伊吹と俺たちの道はとうの昔に分かたれたんだ。俺たちは誇りと共に戦う道を選び、あいつは血塗られた道に背を向けて日の当たる世界へ戻っていった。あいつが無事に生きているならそれ以上のことは望まない。
You speak very warmly about him. He must have meant a lot to you.
不器用な男だからな。俺たちの現状を知ったら見かねて首を突っ込んでこないとは言い切れない。だからこれでいいんだ。行こう、雪村君。
I really wonder if there's ever gonna come a point, like, before the actual fucking end of the game, that Yamazaki finally calls us by our first name.
He nodded and I returned the favor. Yamazaki and I slid open the door, carefully stepping onto the dusty tatami into my childhood home. Memories of the past came flooding back to me. Stools where patients sat, and Father's study. My old bedroom, cabinets, and closets left ajar.
That's true. It is, like, extremely important in Japanese culture, and Yamazaki is a very proper fellow.
Together we sifted through documents, but nothing useful caught our attention. I found lots of patient records and prescriptions for medicinal doses, but
やはり大きな手がかりとなるようなものを残していくほど不用心ではないか。
Yamazaki heaved a lamenting sigh, glancing at me inquisitively as he flipped through a stack of parchment.
Did he leave any scalpels? He certainly has enough of them.
となると、あとは君の記憶頼りだな。何か行動さんのことで気になる思い出はないか？例えば、よくどこに出かけていたとか、家で研究していたものとか、普段の性格がどうだったとか。
Well, from time to time, Father liked to step out. It was usually to see his patients, though. Other than that, it's all a little fuzzy. All I can remember is that he was a remarkably kind man.
Chizuru, did you just, like, fucking not pay attention in your life? Like, come on, girl.
My eyes wandered around the room, hoping to find some kind of totem that would help jog my memory. I'd spent so much time in this house that it saddened me to think about how ephemeral all of it was. Father always loved treating his patients.
Did he, though? Did he?
Father, why'd you want to become a doctor?
Behold the face of evil. For real, though.
お前もそういうことに興味を持つようになったか。
Oh, oops. Apparently we are much younger here and I need to do tiny Chizuru voice.
乱暴医になったのはそれほど深い理由があったわけではないよ。ただ優れた西洋医学を学びたかっただけさ。
He's such a fucking liar.
だが最近は医学書を読めば読むほど西洋とこの国の差を実感させられる。ポルトガル、オランダ、そしてイギリスにプロイセン。多くの国がこの国に目をつけ始めた。この国はおそらくいずれ西洋の国々の餌食となるだろう。それゆえに私は思うんだよ。本当にこのままでいいのだろうかとね。
Huh?
ああ、すまない。お前にはまだ少し難しかったね。
Hey, Spiteful Fox. Yeah, you do make a good point, Red Blue. Like he like redeemed himself slightly in the last 5 seconds of his life in Okita's route, but I think that's literally the only one. And it's probably the only one because they had a bigger bad for that route in the form of Kaoru, who was like totally cuckoo. Utter bonkers.
ほら、そろそろ眠りなさい、千鶴。お話をしてあげよう。何がいいかね。
It doesn't matter to me, Father. I just want to hear the sound of your voice.
そうかい。じゃあ、今日は昔話でもしてあげようか。
As I strung together my past memories of Father, the only ones coming to mind were scenes of his generosity and charisma. My eyes slowly drooped downwards and I shook my head as I muttered in a hushed tone. He truly loved me. Day in and day out he would treat his patients. But somehow he always found time for me too. I remember when I prepared dinner for the first time. He ate the charred fish, licking his lips and insisting that he loved it, even though it was terrible. Whenever I fell ill, he would keep a lantern by my bedside, staying up with me all night until I slept. I felt like I was excavating myself, sifting for clues in places where there weren't. I only saw his smile. Still, I needed to remind myself why I was here. If he truly wishes to change this country into one filled with furies, does that undo all of the good he's ever done? Was any of it real?
まだそうと決まったわけじゃない。本人に聞くまではわからないだろう。
Yamazaki took a small step close to me. As I trembled with anxiety, he closed the distance between us.
Buh! Finally a wholesome CG. Percy's excited about it too.
He didn't lift a finger. Instead, he whispered, bringing our two faces within inches of each other. Something was compelling me to grab onto him, but I feared acting too presumptuously.
泣きたければ泣くといい。俺には胸を貸すぐらいしかできないから。
Oh, so sweet. I took solace knowing that Yamazaki and I could unequivocally agree upon one thing. Father had committed egregious sins that threatened our way of life and violated human order. I'm so sorry, Yamazaki. Is it okay if we just stay like this for a little while?
君が望むならいつまででも。
Buh.
Also, goddammit, it's the whole, like, protect one-arm hug that fucks me up. We're just gonna sit here and enjoy this CG for a minute while I drink some tea. Whoops, there goes my heart. I would also like to take a moment to point out artistically how complementary these two are to each other. Look at their clothing. Like, literally artistically color complements. Hi, Rose. I also should save because it's been a hot minute. $12.10 colors. I know. Gosh, this whole shot is just really good. There's also like dust, the little embers from the lamp. It's just real good.
Yamazaki softly wrapped his arms around me. With a gentle finger, he pushed the tears off my cheek. As much as I hated to admit it, I was overwhelmed with emotion, crushed by a lifetime of meaningless memories that were wilting and fading with time. If only I could retreat into the comfort of Yamazaki's frail, loving embrace until the end of time.
I was gonna say, like, I know he's not one of the Shinsengumi captains and all, but he can do a fight. He ain't frail. That line sure was a choice. The purple prose is, like, decidedly egregious in this route, which is really unfortunate because the content of the route is good. The way it's written is not so good. Nevertheless, we press on. Yeah, that's a little different. That is like slightly less hyperbolic and sounds nicer. Like, what was this editor holding a copy of the most garbage romance novels in one hand and editing in the other? I don't... Why? Why is it like this? Who did this? Anyway.
April 1868. The cherry blossoms floating in the wind would find their resting place on the ground beneath us. Edo was undergoing a change of the guard. The Supreme Commander, Lord Yasu Tokugawa, was the last in a line of succession that held dominion over Edo and its castle for over 300 years. What was once a prosperous bastion had become an olive branch, offered by the fading Tokugawa remnants as a token of surrender to the imperial army. For the townspeople of Edo, all that mattered to them was that they were untouched by the kiss of war.
Kiss of war? Smooch? War smooch? Okay.
To the Shinsengumi, however, the surrender was a slap in the face. Their sacrifice and toils were wantonly discarded so the shogunate could save its own skin. As for Yamazaki and myself, we weren't quite sure what to make out of the situation. Because the Imperial Army's march hadn't resulted in an all-out battle, the Fury Corps wasn't thrusted into another needless conflict just to hold Edo Castle. As the two of us awaited news from the war front, we decided to remain in Edo, cautiously inspecting the incoming troops for any signs of malfeasance.
I mean, that seems like a solid description of a war smooch to me. Down for it. That's our shit.
It only took 10 days for us to receive the news. Kondo's been captured by the Imperial Army? Hearing the news knocked the wind out of me, and my legs buckled so quickly that I thought I'd faint.
ああ、流山で新政府軍に包囲された際、近藤局長は部隊を逃がすためにおとりとなって自ら投降したそうだ。
Oh no. This part is not good. Rip, Kondo-san.
そしてそう遠くないうちに板橋の刑場で斬首に処される。
Time for history to come in and fuck things up.
Yamazaki bit into his lips, quivering as he stood up and began nervously pacing around the room. All of a sudden, he snapped his fingers as if he figured out some kind of solution. Where are you going?
決まっているだろう。これから局長の救出へと向かう。
Whoa. Buddy. How? No. I don't like it when you try to do a rescue. It usually ends in murder.
But this is a clear trap! They're trying to lure the Shinsengumi from out of hiding.
だったらこの場で座したまま斬首の方が届くのを待てというのか。
Well...
すまない。君が俺のことを心配してくれているのは痛いほどわかる。だがそれでも俺は行かなくちゃならないんだ。俺は新選組の影だ。影は光がなければ存在できないのだから。
Then... let me accompany you. I might not have known him as well as you, but there's no way I can abandon Kondo.
I can't read words right now. What am I doing with my life? We'll try that line again from the top. And I don't like the way this is gonna go. I have a bad feeling about all of this.
I might not have known him as well as you, but there's no way I can abandon Kondo.
this is a very pretty background. Also, my mouse appears to have died. Or is not, moving. That's weird. This could be slightly problematic, my friends. There we go. That was weird. Anyway, pretty background. Taking a screenshot. And I can't wait to see how terribly this is going to go. Little did we know the bamboo forest was haunted. Haunted by our terrible mistakes. No shit. This is fine.
We traveled to a forest of bamboo, where soft moonlight flashed through tall bamboo stalks and brief, rhythmic sconces. Horses with imperial insignias were tied to a post beside the Itabashi Inn, signifying that we'd arrived.
Yeah, like, I feel like this... Whoever did the localization on this needs to actually use a dictionary or thesaurus, perhaps, and reacquaint themselves with the English language sometimes before they use fancy words. I'm sure a lot of this is the result of everything being done in a completely unreasonable amount of time. But, yeah. Yes, this is where they keep using the word floor when they definitely should be using the word ground.
Yamazaki and I ducked low to the ground, scoping the encampment for any sign of Kondo. It's quiet, almost eerily so. I don't see anyone around us. I'm getting the creeps. If Itabashi was supposedly housing an entire army, then the complete lack of noise was disconcerting. Considering their prisoner was the Shinsegumi's chief, arguably one of the highest profile officers they could have arrested, no one was standing guard.
This seems like a trap. Or like someone else already got here and did a heckin' murder.
まず間違いなく罠だろうな。慎重に潜入経路を探るとしよう。
Okay, but I'm not sure whom they're trying to trap.
いや、それほど複雑に考える必要などないよ。
Fuck!
相手をうまく罠にかけるため、手を尽くさねばならぬ状況ならまだしも。今回は罠と分かっていても飛び込んでこざるを得ないような状況なのだからね。
Father? There he stood, his bald head glistening brightly under the moonlight.
That just sounds hilarious, by the by.
After 4 years of searching, my father, Kodo Yukimura.
ああ、久しいね、千鶴。しばらく見ないうちに随分と大人びたようだ。
Ew! Nah. Knowing why he matters, or why he gives a shit about that, makes it so much worse.
For a second, I could have sworn that time froze, save for a kind, familiar grin appearing on Father's face. It was as if I were transported to a previous time, a child in front of her father, basking in his warm glow. But it was merely the ghost of a thought. I had to remember myself to stop from sprinting up to him and wrapping my arms around his body. But he was here. Father had a malicious glint in his eye, resembling the look of a man who'd committed the sins for which he'd been notoriously accused.
Well, no shit, because he's evil.
On both sides of him stood his cohort of Furies, their eyes too glowing in the darkness. I held on to a thread of hope, steeling myself from letting my voice tremble as I called out to him.
Right? He's like, oh, I'm nice dad, but then also... What? Wait, what? What does he say in Japanese? Okay. I'm tired. I don't have a response. I have so many questions for the localization people. Spine falls. Fuck. Well, that happened.
Father, why are you doing all of this? Why are there Furies with you? Surely Kazuma's omen was a misunderstanding. There was no way that Kazuma could have known Father's intentions. So perhaps he was mistaken.
Yeah, you wish, Chizuru. I know we don't like the idea that Kazuma is right, like, ever, but... Nah.
The man in front of me, my beloved father, was incapable of committing atrocities against mankind.
No, he's pretty fucking capable, actually.
I hoped against all hope that he would assure me first with his eyes, then with his eloquent words. My heart, sadly, was too far from the mark.
羅刹か。
I don't even know what the fuck all of those words that I just read were supposed to mean.
なるほど。新選組にいただけあって、ある程度の事情は知っているようだ。
Father nodded, grinning wryly. Father, what's the meaning in all of this?
何よ。決まっているじゃないか。私は理想の国を作りたいんだよ。
He's like, LOLOL, I want to rule Japan! Me, a doctor. Yup.
西洋のことを知れば知るほど、私はこの国に絶望してしまったんだ。この国はいずれアジア諸国のように西洋の圧倒的な力の前に屈することになるだろう。
His bald head glistening in the moonlight shall be the beacon that guides Japan into a new age. Anyway.
だから私はその前に作り変えるのだよ。この国を戦える国へとね。
Let's just throw him out. Right now.
戦えるというのは民を羅刹に変えるという意味か。血の渇きに狂わされ、家族も仲間も愛する者ですら手にかけようとしてしまう化け物。
Yeah, exactly, Anna. Glorious nation are two words that should not belong together. They're dangerous.
この国をそんな代物がはびこるこの世の地獄へ変えようというのか。
Why, Father? The father I knew would never do such a horrid thing. Everything I knew I learned from you. What about your patients? You cared for them and they loved you. Each and every time I drew a fever, you were there by my bedside, staying up all night.
徹夜？ああ、それは当然のことじゃないか。
Oh no, he's about to make it creepy, isn't he? Yep.
His lips curled into a genial smile. The warm, soothing bellow of his voice sank my heart.
もし私まで眠ってしまったら、投与した薬の経過を観察できないだろう。
Huh?
What?
羅刹の力は当然素晴らしいが、純血の鬼はそれ以上のものを秘めている。
What the fuck, though?
あまりに貴重な存在だから重度の実験はできなかったが、本当にお前の生命力は素晴らしいよ。
Whoa! What? This is implying terrible things. I didn't think he could get worse, but I think he just did? So, how far off the mark are we now from the original text, Noel? This is becoming a fun subgame.
常人なら治療の毒を何度か持っても軽く苦しむだけで回復していたからね。
Wow, he's really terrible. Like, damn. What a dick.
Dose of poison? Yeah, you're lying. I replayed those words in my head, refusing to accept them as they were. A horrifying, chilling reality. My mind was rattled by the cognitive dissonance. How could a voice so sweet tell a truth so sour?
新型の羅刹といっても日の光への耐性をつける程度しかできないが、お前の協力があれば話は別だ。
Blarg. So now we're just his science project. That's fine.
お前の血を使えば今より効率よく落ち水を量産することができる。
You could try fucking off, actually. That'd be cool too.
千鶴、私は今までお前をこの時のために育ててきたんだよ。
Have you considered choking on a knife? I think we need to help him with that right now.
江戸を離れていたのは予想外だったが、何、こうして戻ってきてくれたのだ。その血は必ずや羅刹の強化に役立つだろ
う。もういい。その薄汚い口を閉じろ、雪村行動。
Way to be, Yamazaki. Thank you for getting hella mad about that.
ああ、山崎君にも感謝しているよ。まさか娘をここに連れてきてくれるとは。しかし局長が斬首との方を流しておけば新選組が殺到するかと思ったが、かかったのはネズミ一匹とは新選組の方々も存外情が薄いようだ。
やはりその情報を流したのはお前の罠だったか。
罠とは人聞きが悪い。近藤さんがいらっしゃるのは事実だ。その上で用向きを伺おう。一体何をしに来たんだね、山崎君。
決まっている。
Here we go.
近藤局長は返してもらうぞ。邪魔立てするなら切る。
With that, Yamazaki hurled a kunai at lightning speed towards father, prompting one of his Fury minions to dive into the path of the knife, killing it. Father, however, hadn't even broken a sweat, nor had his smug smile left his face.
ゆっくりと親子の再会もさせてくれないとは。雰囲気を察することのできないお人だ。
局長をおとなしく返してくれるなら捕らえた上で話ぐらいはさせてやる。
そういうわけにはいかないな。新政府軍への義理もあるのでね。近藤さんをおとりにここで新選組を叩いておけという話だったが、
Yamazaki
一
is
つでも
real
ないより
good.
はマシだな。
Oh, shut up, Kodo. I was talking. Yamazaki is really good. We like him a lot around here.
As Yamazaki kicked into a sprint, a crowd of Furies moved towards him, salivating at the mouth.
この程度俺の相手になるか。
Oh, right. He's gonna go into murder mode. That's gonna be totally fine, I'm sure.
Father watched Yamazaki cleave through the Furies with thinned eyes, stroking his chin absent-mindedly.
おお、なるほど。興味深い。
I don't like the sound of that.
私の失踪後に落ち水を新選組独自の手法で改造したのか。それとも本人の素質の問題か。
Fuck off?
ここまで羅刹としての能力が素早さに特化した例は極めて稀有だ。
Gotta go fast. That's what Yamazaki does.
だが
No, right. Was lying though. Like, obviously. Bald of power! He has Oni blood. That's the spoiler.
Father? You're changing.
これが鬼の血を引く者の本当の姿だよ。もっとも私は落ち水によってこの力を得たのだがね。
Yeah, so for those that were not aware or haven't seen this in other routes and such, the deal with Kodo is that he is an Oni like Chizuru is. However, the Oni bloodline with him is so thin that he couldn't actually like do this until he beefed himself up with the Water of Life. Furthermore, the other spoiler from other routes that is sort of important here is that Kodo is not actually her biological father. He just adopted her when their village got torched. He was from her clan, but he was not of her bloodline necessarily. I think that about covers the tidbits that are worth knowing. His Oni form wasn't stupid enough. He had to pull out the scalpels. I just... Scalpels.
Father slid his hand into his pockets, clutching a fistful of scalpels before flinging them into the fray. Yamazaki!
何？
The scalpels rained upon the horde of warriors, hitting not only Yamazaki but all of the surrounding Furies as well.
味方を巻き込むのに躊躇はないか。傷が治る羅刹ならではの戦法だな。だが、それは俺とて同じことだ。
残念ながら的外れな予想だ。
If his scalpels are silvered, I'm gonna fucking throw my desk. The face when your teammate just fires AoEs at, yeah, basically.
Suddenly, the Furies around Yamazaki collapsed to the floor, moaning and writhing in agony. Their eyes bulged, blood trickling slowly from their sockets and nostrils in a morbid scene. What? Why aren't their wounds recovering? My face drained of color as I glanced over at Yamazaki.
貴様何をした
Stab wounds from the scalpels tattered Yamazaki's thin arms and legs, and he dropped to his knees.
苦しいだろう。羅刹の身にこれは毒となる。再生を期待するだけ無駄だよ。
Oh, he made some kind of poison. What a douche! This might be, like, the worst he's been? I think? This feels like the worst he's been.
Father shot a quick, smug look at Yamazaki. Then he shifted his line of sight towards me. A menacing glow radiated behind his familiar eyes, summoning chills that crawled along the length of my spine.
That's true. Creepo Demon Armor Out was also yikes. For different reasons.
さて千鶴、こんな状況だが会えて嬉しいよ。
Fuck off, please.
Yeah, he has a literal Saint in Oni form, basically. Like, where's the fucking goatee?
これから羅刹体を大きくするためにはどうしても純血の鬼の力が必要なんだ。
Oh, well, you know, Kodo, if you want to get the blood of a pure-blooded demon, why don't you go talk to Kazuma and see if he's willing to make a donation? I'm sure that would go over well. But no, Chizuru has to ask the obvious question for no apparent reason, like she was definitely not mentally there for the shit he just spewed.
What do you want from me?
大丈夫。お前は何もしなくていい。何も考えなくてもいいんだよ。
Yike? What even the fuck?
ただ、毎日死なない程度に血をもらうだけだ。羅刹にとって何より甘美なその鬼の血をね。
貴様貴様は何を言っているのか分かっているのか
Is that the right Yeah, that is not the right word. Like, not at all. I have a pretty high tolerance for purple prose, but when the words are literally just incorrect, I have so many questions. Yikes! Okay, well, anyway, we carry on.
もちろんだ。改良が進めば、羅刹は純血の鬼の血が入った新型の羅刹となる。日の光も恐れず、不死の体を持ち、鬼の力をもしのぐ完成された羅刹。いわば千鶴は羅刹の母となる。これは実に素晴らしいことだよ。
Ugh. Hard pass. Yuck.
There is no way.
なあ、そうだ。医学の心得があるなら、山崎君は私の助手になってみるかい？ 毎日欠かすことなく千鶴の血を絞るだけ。君のような医者もどきでもできるとても簡単な仕事だ。
What? Hmm. Well, he did a good job of making Yamazaki mad. That was definitely a noise.
Yamazaki screamed passionately at the top of his lungs, attempting to lift his body from the ground. Before Yamazaki could stand, Father kicked him back down, then pressed his foot on a scalpel lodged in Yamazaki's abdomen deeper into the flesh.
Ow! Why does everyone keep hurting this boy?
Father, stop!
やめるかどうかはお前の答え次第だよ。さあ、お前はいい子だから父さんの夢を手伝ってくれるね。
This throws in some really, really terrifying implications around Chizuru's entire upbringing. Ugh. How are we doing, fam? Do we need to skip? Take a break? All right. Please do step away if it becomes a bit much. I'm sure this will be done in a handful of minutes. Otherwise, we can all be united in our burning, fiery hatred of everything that is Kodo.
The intense pressure of Father's weight caused Yamazaki's wounds to gush heavily with blood. I wanted nothing more than to reject Father's appalling request, but if he were to keep things like this, Yamazaki would surely have bled to death. Okay. I was shaking violently with rage, and just as I was about to give in out of desperation...
Who dis?
A blood-curdling scream echoed from somewhere behind us, and I glanced backwards out of reflex.
何事だ。
わかりません。何者かが次々と兵士を倒して。
I have a few guesses, but we'll see.
なんだこいつ。我々の弱点。
As the Fury had said, something was lurking in the shadows, carving through their flesh and bones like a butcher through swine. Few individuals were aware of how to kill Furies outright, let alone accomplish the deed so successfully. If the Shinsugumi men were already in Aizu, then whoever could it be?
If I'm reading the color of that shiny glowy sword swipe right,
the attacker's silhouette came within view.
何者だ。
like, maybe it's Soji? He's still in the region. He's just hella fucking sick, but, Also, the sheer amount of murder has me wondering.
The impenetrable wall of Furies had crumbled. Scattered along the floor were the ghoulish remains of flayed limbs soaking up rich puddles of blood.
新選組
Yeah, I figured. That much fucking death in seconds. Who else could it possibly be?
something remarkable happened. A vision cutting like light through the darkness, clad in a sky blue haori.
新選組一番組組長沖田総司
Oh no, I love him again. But also I'm really worried about him now.
Okita?
どうしてあなたがここにはあまるでボロ雑巾だねそれでも新選組の大使かな山崎くん
Yeah, he should definitely be in bed. At this stage of the game, he should be like dying.
僕がここに来た理由は当然一つしかないよ
Although, admittedly, this also makes narrative sense because you know if he heard that Kondo was about to be executed, he would be here in literally 2 seconds.
久々だけどコードさん今すぐ近藤さんをこちらに渡してくれるかなおとなしく渡したら楽に殺してあげる
Okita shot a cold glare at father from a distance, anticipating himself to lunge quickly on command. His eyes dripped with a hateful aggression.
もう一匹ネズミが迷い込んできましたかですが君の話は聞いているよ沖田君死病に侵されて余命幾ばくもないと今も立っているのがやっとだろうどうやってここまで来たのやら
They did an opposite this time, Noel? What happened?
Okita remained silent. His cheeks were pale and gaunt, and his clothes were loose over his delicate body. It was clear that his condition had worsened. I grew anxious, hoping he wouldn't faint.
さあね余命いくばくもないかは実際に試してみればわかると思うけど
ならばかかれ
Father raised his hand, signaling a gang of Furies encircling our group to lunge for Okita. One thing Okita hadn't lost was his swagger, and he fearlessly walked towards the rushing horde, letting his sword screech as he dragged it along the floor.
Yeah, I suspect that's exactly what we're about to deal with, Anna. He is real extra. I loved his boy.
Only when the Furies were a split second from crashing into him had Okita raised his sword, piercing into one's chest with impeccable precision. He then maneuvered his sword as a fulcrum, using his foe's lifeless body to propel his momentum forward.
Damn! Yep, we are fully into anime right now. The Foley in this game with the sword noises is so good.
In one swift movement, he twisted the blade out of the Fury's body and slashed at the next incoming Fury, decapitating its head cleanly from its body. The resulting force knocked Okita square on his back, but he had enough muscle memory to roll out of the way, dodging the bloody stampede. His body was filthy with blood and dirt. Soon he launched into astonishing display of technique, bouncing between Furies like his sword was guiding his movements. One by one, the Furies fell victim to his graceful destruction, ribbons of blood splashing in the air. He persevered, spurned by his mission to save Kondo.
Spurned? I think they meant spurred.
Apparently
words are hard.
バカな なぜそこまで戦える？
決まってるでしょ。刀が震えなくても、足が折れて立てなくても。そんなもの何一つ僕が近藤さんを助けない理由にはならない。
Yeah, the whole game has had a bit of that issue, but it's like pretty egregious in this route. For whatever reason. Floor!
あなれ、死に損ないが。
死に損なってるのはそっち。新型の羅刹って言っても大したことないよね。
The battle smack talk from this boy is also one of my favorite things.
瀕死の人間一人片付けられないんだからさあ。
Without missing a beat, Okita slashed his blade into an enemy Fury's head, tearing its face asunder and exposing brain and teeth with his blade's sharp edge.
Ew.
何ぼーっとしてるの、千鶴ちゃん。山崎君を連れて早く逃げなよ。
You expect me to leave you here, Okita?
戦えない君と瀕死の山崎君がここに残って何か意味があるのかな。はっきり言って足手まといなんだよ。
He super dunked on Chizuru, but that's pretty normal. That's basically their interactions.
Okita coldly dismissed my concern, turning his back towards us before addressing me softly.
言うことを聞きなよ、千鶴ちゃん。
Like, notably, he dunks on her really hard, but he's also called her Chizuru-chan from the beginning. He's just a childish motherfucker. Who is also murdery.
Okita spoke candidly with his usual sardonic tone. But his cocksure attitude was a front, and his eyes dripped with melancholy. He cleared his throat, shifting his line of sight. If I couldn't learn to see through Okita's veneer and accept a sincere sentiment when he offered it, then I would be disrespecting his sacrifice. Okita, may the fortunes of war rest in your favor.
ありがとう。聞き分けのいい子は嫌いじゃないよ。
I bit my lip to the point of breaking the skin. I lifted Yamazaki up, letting him rest on my back, and began to walk as I heard Okita's voice behind me.
今行くよ、近藤さん。敵を倒してたどり着いたらいっぱい褒めてくれるかな。
Oh. I don't like it. Okita, couldn't you have left the fucking sad sacrifice in your own damn route? He's such a good boy. Well, that was a knife in the side I wasn't expecting.
Everything after leaving Okita was a blur. With Yamazaki on my back, I sprinted through the forest, fighting the urge to collapse from exhaustion. I had no idea where to go or how long to run. Fatigue tightened my calf muscles as if my body were crying out to me in a desperate plea to stop. I grew dizzy to the point that my vision was swirling, hues of black and red clouding my sight. Suddenly we toppled to the ground, slamming into the mountainous terrain as a breeze grazed our cheeks. No, we must go further. No matter how many times I repeated the thought to myself, I couldn't will myself to lift my body from the ground.
Who's the random person we're gonna run into this time? Any bets? Who shall it be?
Then I heard footsteps tapping somewhere in the close distance, and my eyelids drooped, slinking my consciousness into darkness. How long had I been asleep? Where am I? I slowly widened my eyes, seeing a wood panel ceiling overhead as my limbs stretched in the warm futon. Then, when I laid upright from the futon, I noticed another body in the duvet beside me.
Talk it up. I'm like, is this Kazuma, or are we lucky enough that the Shinsengumi fucking found us? If there are any of them actually still around. Or maybe Sen.
Yamazaki?
雪村君、よかった、気がついたのか。
Are you the one who's been taking care of me while I was unconscious?
当たり前だろう。なかなか目を覚まさなかったから、随分と心配したんだぞ。
Or I guess we don't know who the fuck saved us, maybe.
I heaved a heavy sigh in relief, attempting to piece together my memories of when I was last awake. Ah, yes, I remember now. We planned a rescue mission to Itabashi, an imperial hotbed, in order to save Kondo. What happened to Kondo and Okita? Are they okay?
Ouch.
そのあたりの事情は私から説明した方が早いだろうな。
Oh. Dr. Matsumoto. Also a good.
Dr. Matsumoto? What are you doing here?
Now there's a bald guy that we like to see. So much better than our father. In literally every way.
松本先生は俺たちの命の恩人だ。倒れていた俺たちを救ってくださったんだからな。
Oh, well that's cool. Yay.
ああ。私が君たちを見つけたのは幕府陸軍隊の支援をするために会津へ向かう道中のことだった。その途中、板橋宿を過ぎたあたりで行き倒れがいると聞きつけてな。向かった先で君たちの顔を見たときは心臓が飛び出るかと思ったよ。
I see. I cannot begin to thank you enough. It could almost be considered divine intervention that it was Dr. Matsumoto, of all people, who'd found us. I lowered my head to bow at him once more, only for Dr. Matsumoto to scratch his head dejectedly.
それより、山崎君に聞いたが、大変なことになっていたようだな。
Yes, we stayed behind from the main troops' vanguard to keep watch over Edo, but then we got word of Kondo's capture.
その近藤さんと沖田君はな、残念ながら亡くなったそうだ。
Boo. I mean, not even remotely surprising, but boo.
I see. Silence filled the room after Dr. Matsumoto spoke.
I knew they were going to come in with this theme. Fuck this game.
Although I expected as much, nothing could stop my heart from feeling like it shattered into 1,000 pieces. Soon my eyes were puffy with a stream of tears.
すまん。近藤さんは別としても、沖田君については私の失態だ。まさか療養先から脱走するだけの体力が残っていたとは。
いえ、松本先生の責任ではありません。沖田さんは自らの死地をあの場所だと決めていたんだと思います。伏して死ぬよりも武士として局長や仲間のために刀を振るって戦って死ぬことを選んだ。あの人はそういうお人です。俺はそんな新選組一番組組長を誇りに思います。
そうか。まったく武士というやつは。
Dr. Matsumoto shook his head in frustration, rubbing his temples with his fingers before looking at me.
雪村君、体の方は大丈夫かね。だいぶ衰弱していたようだが。
I'm fine, thank you. Forget about me. How are Yamazaki's wounds?
真っ先に見せてもらったよ。彼が羅刹となったことも聞いた。傷口が再生しないことから察するに、高堂さんは羅刹の弱点を知っているんだろう。小刀に毒でも塗られていたか、材質そのものが毒なのかわからんが、羅刹も万能ではないということさ。
Yes, let's take some of that substance and stab Kodo with it.
Wait, does that mean that Yamazaki's scars are permanent?
いや、血は止まっている。羅刹特有の治癒力が働いていないだけで、自然治癒に向かっているのは間違いない。
Wounds, not scars, huh? Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, what a relief.
Yeah, because, like, scars makes Chizuru sound like an asshole. Honestly. Wounds makes more sense for her to sound worried about.
His scars are permanent? Oh my gosh!
だが、傷口が治るまでは少しかかる。ある程度は静養が必要だな。
先生には申し訳ありませんが、そんな暇はありません。高堂さんの計画を知ってしまった以上、今後どうするのか考える必要がある。そして必要であれば俺一人でも奴の愚かな野望を叩き潰して。
God damn it, Yamazaki. No! Stop!
その羅刹の力を持って敵の羅刹を打ち果たすというのかね。
Dr. Matsumoto's face wrinkled with frustration in response to Yamazaki's insistent attitude.
毒を持って毒を制すとの言葉もある。その行動自体を責めることはするまい。だが、君は分かっているのか。 羅刹の力は自らの寿命を激しく削る。
Oh
そ
boy.
の事実が示すことの意味を。
This is fine.
ええ、俺は一度死んだ身ですから、今さら寿命など恐れはしません。
Yamazaki. This boy.
Hearing Yamazaki shed any concern for himself or his future felt like a knife digging underneath my skin. All of a sudden, my chest tightened in pain, and I did my best to keep my feelings hidden. Meanwhile, Dr. Matsumoto shot Yamazaki a look of scrutiny.
本来なら羅刹となった君の前で言うべきことではないかもしれないが、それでもあえて言わせてもらおう。
Matsumoto, please unleash all of your dad powers upon this boy.
羅刹は死者を動かしているも同然の下法。決して君が頼るべき力ではないよ。
I feel like that first statement should be reversed. Like, are a curse not a gift? Like, that... Yeah, this route in particular is... Ow. If it had just gotten one more editing pass, I feel like it would have been fine.
その意味では医術も同じでしょう。死ぬはずだった命を救うのが医術ならば、人の命をつなぎ止める落ち水の力も医術と本質的に同じ。
Yamazaki, that's a dangerous line of thinking, my friend.
違う。
Dr. Matsumoto swiftly denied Yamazaki's claim. He kept his composure, taking a deep breath before dismantling Yamazaki's argument.
医術とは人を治すための術。患者の心身を正常な状態に近づけて再び立ち上がる力を与えるためのものだ。
Remind this boy what it is to be a doctor.
だが落ち水はどうだ。あれは心身をより狂わせる存在。一時の力と引き換えに頼れば頼るほど人を壊していくだけ。それは生きるための力とは全く相入れない存在だ。
Another heavy sigh came from Dr. Matsumoto's mouth as he stepped away from us, placing his hand on the room's exit door handle.
Huh. I feel like there would have been a better way to translate that into English that... Like basically pointing out that, you know, you're a dead man walking, I think is the implication.
忘れるな、山崎君。羅刹の力は一時の勝利をもたらすが、代わりに君から未来を奪う。
At this point, I feel like a literal translation is still a little bit better than what is happening here, so you are doing excellently. And I mean, we're picking this apart viciously, but the core thrust of the story is still tenable here, so it's fine. It just could be so much better.
君が死ねば悲しむ人間がいる。君の命は君が思うより重いんだ。
Eat away your body and mind? I repeated Dr. Matsumoto's words, letting them sink in as I bowed in front of him as he exited the room. If the risk of using Fury powers was as costly as Dr. Matsumoto had suggested, it made Father's plot all the more nefarious, as no one should be made to suffer such a horrific condition. I had to steady my anxious hands.
俺たちはこれからどうするべきなんだろうな。
Well, we could fuck off to the wilderness and try to find a cure for your condition.
For starters, my father revealed some important information about where the Furies are headed. I guess that means we've completed the mission given to us by the Shinsengumi.
Ho ho.
But I'm not sure if we should tell them everything that we saw.
理由を聞かせてくれ。
Well, it's just like what you told Kazuma and Amagiri. If our goal is ensuring the survival of the Shinsengumi, who are off fighting their own war, we can't burden them with a task of this magnitude. If you agree with me, Yamazaki, then I believe this is best left for you and me to handle. We can't allow the Shinsengumi to spread itself too thin, so it's best if we keep this news to ourselves.
ああ、そうだな。風間や天霧に言われたからではない。俺たち自身の意志で。
I mean, he does like it when we get down to business. That's just kind of his thing. The job is very important.
雪村光道を倒し、羅刹の計画を止める。新選組の誇りに水を差させるものか。
Yes, lone wolf ninja. But also he's like a Shinsengumi fanboy, albeit from within their own ranks somehow. He's really, really passionate about the group he works for. Which is great. We should all be so lucky to have a job we love that much. Yeah, he's into girls who care about duty and protecting the Shinsengumi. Fortunately for us, there's literally only one girl who fits that description.
Let's do it.
Oh boy, oh boy. Chapter 4. Time for another recap. Gonna do a quick save here. How about we take a break and then come back and do a little bit more? We got a bit of a late start, so I'm willing to go a little further. Especially since we're like in the final couple chapters of the game. I'd like to make as much progress as we can. I'm anticipating we'll have like one more night of doing stuff to finish it out. And then I think after that we'll have a break from the gaming and we'll watch the Hakuoki movies like we planned. All right. So we will be right back. I'm going to refresh my tea, stretch a little bit, that sort of thing. Get yourselves a fresh drink and snack. Also stretch. And we'll be back in like 10-15 minutes. Alright, I am back. I have tea here with me steeping that smells amazing. It's like a pear green tea or something. I've never had this one before. But I like pear and I like green tea, so I assume I'm going to enjoy it. Are we ready to come back, or do we need a few more minutes? All right, let's come back. And I guess we're gonna get another recap in a second here. Or maybe not. So, the Battle of Tobofushimi.
The battle at Koshu Katsunuma. The Shinsengumi's vanguard had departed Edo, battling in Utsunomiya during their arduous trek to Aizu.
If I remember correctly, the Utsunomiya conflict takes center stage pretty hard in Hijikata's route. And I think that might be the only one where you really spend a lot of time there. But historically it is pretty... Some pertinent shit happens to Hijikata there, so it's not shocking. We'll eventually get to that, because we do need to finish his route someday. We got through Kyoto Winds for him, and we got bored. We need to do the Edo Blossoms half.
The fate of Utsunomiya Castle dangled by a thin thread. The Imperial Army fought to strip the Shinsengumi of their dignity, murdering their soldiers and executing their chief in cold blood. The Shinsengumi persevered, pushing further into Aizu without letting their hopeful light extinguish. It was quite literally do or die, and the Shinsengumi, refusing to whimper like a wounded animal, was edging closer to the second option. If it were at all possible, Yamazaki and I would have given anything to join them in this momentous battle. Until we drew our dying breaths, the pair of us would have been there, side by side as the majestic flag of Makoto waved overhead. However, there was a battle of our own, some unfinished business that pulled us away from our friends. It was a battle for retribution. Hopefully, Father would learn to atone for his dastardly sins.
Unlikely. Let's just kill him.
Although history would likely contain no record of this battle, it had an impact on thousands of lives, enough to steer our country's path from total chaos. A few days had passed since, along with Dr. Matsumoto, we entered a secluded hiding place within a shogunate encampment. Summer kissed our skin with humid air, even all the way in the country's northeast, as we awaited news for which we had been growing anxious.
会津の新選組本隊はこれから白川城を攻めるそうだ。
Shirakawa Castle. The same one that runs along the Oshukaido, right? Do you think Hijikata is planning on using that road to funnel and flank the Imperial Army forces?
もちろんそれが最大の目的だろう。
So it's kind of nice that this version of Chizuru apparently has like learned a half of a thing about tactics. That's different.
だが俺の予想が正しければ白川城を攻める理由はもう一つある。
I mean, to her credit, in this route, she did take a swing at Amagiri with her sword. At least I think, was it Amagiri? I feel like that was what it was. She did a heckin' protect when Yamazaki was down. It was shocking and good.
There was a long wooden table upon which Yamazaki stretched a hand-drawn map of the region, tracing the shape of Shirakawa Castle with his finger.
これはまだ噂話に過ぎないが、あの城に新政府軍が入城して以降、周辺の村や町で異変が起きているそうだ。人が忽然と消える。夜な夜な辻斬りが出る。そして被害者は執拗に切り刻まれる。
Oh no. Could it be?
ああ、まず間違いない。新政府側の羅刹部隊の仕業だろう。
Do you suspect Hijikata to know all of this? Do you think that's why they're heading to Shirakawa Castle? Both Yamazaki and I were no strangers to the mettle of the Shinsengumi. In fact, we admired it. Neither the amount nor the power of the Furies could deter Hijikata and his men from achieving victory. Still, a haunting thought lingered. If they faced the new heightened furies developed by Father, then massive casualties would be unavoidable. For the Shinsengumi, who were already operating with a less than ideal amount of men, this battle would come to define them in their future. The smolder of the Shinsengumi's embers in Kyoto had grown into a wildfire, burning and burning until everything in sight was engulfed in flames. Fate had a sense of cruel humor, it seemed, in that the Shinsengumi would fight its own darkest secret.
それでいいはずがない。たとえ新選組が桜のようにいずれは散りゆく定めだとしても、それはこの戦いにおいてじゃない。
Yamazaki stands the Shinsengumi so hard.
だから奴らは俺が倒す。新選組の手を煩わせることなく。
Also, yeah, he definitely has a poetic turn of phrase, but it's always around dark and terrible things. I guess this is our goth boyfriend. Oh, Motoyama? Yeah, Motoyama was Iba's pal.
You mean we will? I interjected Yamazaki's vow with a quip and a smile. My connection to him deepened as I watched his resolve gather strength throughout our time together. I was becoming swept by a peculiar feeling. I'm aware of the fact that I can't serve beside you on the battlefield. but I'll be damned if you go alone. If fighting's what you want, then I'm staying with you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
だが戦う相手は雪村光道だぞ。君にとっては辛い戦いとなる。
Oh boy.
I know. But I'm ready for him. If everything he stated back in Itabashi was true, if he aims to sink this country into oblivion just to fulfill some selfish ideology, then I will personally see to it that Kodo Yukimura is killed. As his daughter, this is my burden to bear.
君は強くなったな。そこまで覚悟を決めたなら、もう何も言うことはない。共に行こう、雪村君。
Well, we'd better get moving. I think there's a lot for us to do before we hit the road.
Actually, spiteful fox. Yes. He's pretty much terrible in literally every single route. I think we mentioned it earlier, but pretty much Okita's route is like the only one where he has a flash of not being a douchebag when he is like literally dying. But yeah, as Anna says, he is baseline evil, but the intensity varies depending on the route. And that's honestly true of all of the villains. Like Kazuma, for instance, in Heisuke's route, actually ends up being kind of an ally. He's problematic, obviously, in the first half because the common route is the common route. But he eventually, like, kind of joins forces with the two of them to help out dealing with the Furies and shit. And Sannan is not always a villain in the end, but in Heisuke's route, for instance, he was basically the big bad. Kodo pretty consistently tends to be either the main villain or like second banana villain. And yeah, you're I'd say you have the right of it, Anna. Like he's still a dick. Like he's just a terrible person, really. But definitely not evil. In Saito's route, for instance, like they go out of their fucking way to make Kazuma the absolute worst he could possibly be. But that was because they had to spin him as the main villain of that route and have it make sense. It was a very good showdown.
I exhaled a deep breath, preparing myself to stand as I noticed Yamazaki in the corner of my eyes. His eyes were shifty, almost evasive, and he remained still despite my segue, rather. I can read words with my eyes and my mouth. Is something wrong? We need to move quickly or the Shinsengumi will reach the castle before us.
いや、それは分かっている。だが、その前に君へ頼みがあるというか。
What?
A favor? What is it? I don't want you to have any regrets or unfinished business before we embark on this journey.
心残り。心残りか。そうだな。言わなければきっと一生後悔するというか。
Yamazaki, what are you doing, buddy?
よし。
Yamazaki began taking deep breaths as if to motivate himself, and he stared intently into my eyes.
He's really cute. Boy is like gearing himself up to do something, presumably romantic.
Conviction burned behind his timid eyes, and for a moment I expected him to challenge me to a duel. Finally, he opened his mouth to speak.
だな。君の血を吸わせてくれないか。
Oh, well, at least he asked. It started off so nice. Well.
Oh, no. Are you coming down with bloodlust? Yamazaki had been fidgeting nervously in his seat, and his breathing had been staggered, which piqued my interest.
Whatever. Oh shit! Chapter 4 is the last chapter. It's probably gonna be lengthy, but this is the second to the last choice. Maybe we'll finish it tonight.
I immediately unsheathed my kodachi and braced myself for the blade's sting against my delicate hand. In a fit of panic, Yamazaki reached out, stopping me from cutting my skin open.
いや、違うんだ。今は別に苦しいわけじゃない。ただほら、君は今までもそうして手の甲を傷つけて俺に血を与えてくれていただろう。
Does it seem weird to you? Drinking blood, I mean.
Does it not seem weird to you, Chizuru?
いや、ただ、だな。これは伊藤さんが西洋の劇作家がどうのと無駄に語ってくれた話だが。
What is happening? What the fuck?
西洋では手の甲への接吻は忠誠の証を示す代物になるらしい。
Oh. Okay.
Loyalty? I was a bit perplexed as to what Yamazaki was saying.
もちろん伊藤さんの無駄な発言を鵜呑みにしているわけではないのだが、最近はどうもそれが気になってしまうんだ。君との関係は忠誠ではなく、もっと対等なものにしたいというか。
Yamazaki, you awkward dork. Yeah, like the blood thing was like not needed. Like what? Huh, we need to help this boy get back to normal.
口づけるならあれだ。同じ場所がいいというかだな。
I drew an invisible line between Yamazaki's eyes and what they were pointing towards, noticing they had fixed firmly on my lips. Without speaking, I touched them with my fingers. If my assumption were correct,
He wants a kiss before we go off to murder our dad.
It would mean Yamazaki wanted. Is this what you want?
そういうことだ。
By the time I understood the gist of what he'd been getting at, I couldn't help but feel my heart race.
しかしこれはあくまで俺の希望であって、君が嫌だというのなら無理には。
Consent is important. He's doing it right. Awkwardly. Awkward as fuck. But he's asking for consent, and that's very sweet.
Wait, so you're fine with not doing it?
いや、
I watched as the hesitation left Yamazaki's body.
I mean, he kind of asked, I guess, so whatever.
He reacted like a child, refusing to let go of something precious as he drew me in closer to his body.
嫌だと言っても話はしない。もう二度と君のことを。
There's no way I'd ever let that happen.
That weird red flash is confusing and disturbing.
Thank you for the host, Ishman. His timid eyes glowed eagerly, and I bit into my lower lip roughly.
Oh, so there is blood drinking. Okay, that's fucking weird.
At first there was a dull pain, then the metallic tang of blood touched my tongue.
Why are we using indelible here? Why? What are these fucking words? Whatever, we get a CG and it's a little disturbing. Okay. Sure. You know. Yay, blood. Blood kissing still counts if you're into that sort of thing. Yeah, I guess. This purple prose is gonna fucking murder me and I cannot, so we're just gonna punch through it. These words, why, though? I want to gently smack the editor with whatever fucking romance novel they had on their desk as reference material while they were editing this.
痛かったら言ってくれ。
At least it isn't a soft collarbone. That's true. Whatever, they're still cute.
If I said that it hurt, would you stop?
それも無理だ。
I was becoming engrossed in the moment that I couldn't hear the sound of my own thoughts.
Ugh. Yeah, more of this like weird blood drinking bullshit is funky. They like super went full weird hurt kink with it in this route, and I don't like that. I'm not into it at all. Yo, okay.
千鶴
Yay, they're smooching. Onward. At this point, we know. Yeah, like, what even? But whatever, the CGs are pretty, so we screen capped those. Hooray! Here we go admiring the fucking sky again. I feel like I missed an opportunity to have a counter every time Chizuru uses purple prose to refer to the sky.
The night was gorgeous and moonlit, cascading underneath a radiant sparkle of scattered stars. It was midnight. Yamazaki and I were hidden behind thick tree trunks. We kept ourselves low to the ground, taking gradual steps to get a glimpse of the massive fortress. Wow, this castle is enormous.
江戸から北へ向かう場合、多くはこの欧州街道を通ることになる。だから街道沿いにあるこの白川城は東北の用地と呼ばれるようになったんだ。
If I understood Yamazaki correctly, conquering this castle granted its victor control of both Edo and the northeastern region. Edo was only a day's travel away from here. By the time Edo would receive any word of a potential attack on Shirakawa, it would be too late to retaliate, making this the ideal spot for any zealous leader to plot a coup with an army of furies under his command. We've checked everywhere, I think. There doesn't seem to be any guards overseeing the perimeter.
おそらく奴らはこれからやってくる新選組と戦うことを想定しているからな。羅刹の特性を知っている新選組なら間違いなく昼に戦いを挑んでくると踏んでいるはず。ゆえに俺たちにとってはそれが好きになる。
Right. Because who in their right mind would plan on provoking a fury at night?
そういうことだ。行こう、千鶴。
Hey, we're on a first name basis now. I guess all it took was a blood ritual.
All was just as Yamazaki had predicted. Shirakawa had no guards stationed in view. Entering the castle proved to be much easier than we expected, but as we stepped foot into the hall, a grotesque stench made Yamazaki and I nauseous. A horrible scent of stale blood stung our nostrils.
Well, let's just add some fresh blood to the pile, I guess.
From out of the shadows leapt Yamazaki, subduing a fury foot soldier standing idly beside the entrance. I sighed in heavy relief, since technically I was supposed to serve as the lookout. I think the coast is clear, Yamazaki. I don't sense anyone nearby.
ああ、ありがとう。こちらも今しがた片付いた。
That's true. I mean, I guess preemptively sating the bloodlust isn't a bad idea. No, Fox. No. Would that just be the legally distinct werewolves version?
We had successfully infiltrated the castle, but it was eerily quiet, which aroused my suspicions. The only other beings we had encountered were Fury soldiers patrolling the hallways cautiously. I wonder if I was able to turn everyone in the castle into Furies.
いや、まだそれほどの羅刹を生み出すほど落ち水の量産には至っていないはず。だがそれも時間の問題だろうな。
Yeah, given Yamazaki is a smart boy who plans ahead, that seems like a thing that he might have thought to do. Oh, hey, my cat has burst into the room. Hello, Percy.
Shirakawa Castle, its surrounding villages, the Tohoku region, and possibly the rest of the country will bathe in blood, same as this forsaken castle. I shuddered at the thought, feeling an electrifying chill surge through my entire body. We need to hurry. I think we're close to the castle tower.
ああ。とはいえここから敵は増えるだろう。ここまでは不意をついて仕留めてきたが。多数の相手と戦うとなれば、俺は羅刹の力を使わずにいられるのか。
Dr. Matsumoto's words rang like a shrine bell.
Last choice of the game.
In response to Yamazaki's comment, I suggested that he don't use them. If at all possible, I would rather that you didn't activate your Fury form, Yamazaki.
その理由は
'Cause you get kind of scurry and it's bad for you?
I shouldn't have had to explain myself, considering that Amagiri warned Yamazaki would turn to ash. Dr. Matsumoto too had made explicit mention of how taxing Fury powers were on a human body. It was exhausting and demoralizing to think of them. However, well, the biggest reason is because I can't stand the thought of living without you. Long after this battle ends, or even after the end of the war, I want nothing more than to be with you. We can make a home together, spending our time in conversation and laughter. Don't you see? You can't let your life go to waste because I need it too. I had a suspicion that I had been asking for too much from him. Victory in battle comes from any means necessary, and asking Yamazaki to deprive himself of his best means could spell doom for his chances. But even so... Without speaking, Yamazaki ran his slender fingers through my hair, stroking my forehead coolly.
君のその思いを責められるものか。俺だって気持ちは同じなんだ。
Aww. They're so cute.
愛する人と生きていたい。君と共に今度は人を殺すんじゃなく、人を幸せにするような生活をしたい。
Yamazaki.
約束しよう。俺は可能な限り羅刹の力を使わないで戦い抜く。君と共に生きるために。
See, if on the upside, this route has a pair who are just being heckin' honest about their feelings. And that's nice. contrast it to like Sano's route, where Sano was extremely honest about his feelings and Chizuru was just too fucking dumb to understand.
After confirming our position, Yamazaki and I slinked through the rest of the castle, nervously poking our heads around the corner to avoid being noticed. We hid in the shadows, holding our breaths as we snuck away from moonlit areas in the hallway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the weird blood drinking scenes in this are almost just like unnecessarily funky. And we know it's localization being a beast on that, but so it goes. Other than that, they're adorable. Exactly, Noelle. Sano's like, I want to marry the girl that I love and have a family and have a ton of kids, and Chizuru's just like, that's nice. I hope you live happily, and I'm gonna be sad because I love you, but clearly you don't love me even though you're telling me this story. I
was unsure of how long we had been sneaking around the castle, given its expansive infrastructure. Shirakawa Castle was a true marvel. Or at least, it had been before it was cursed with the haunting stench of death. Before long, we reached the center of the castle's interior, the Grand Hall. It was ornate, almost garish, with large rectangular tables stretching along the length of the room, which presumably held numerous guests in its heyday. My father, Kodo Yukimura, stood at the opposite end of the room, peering at us menacingly.
So was he just like waiting here for us to show up? Like a fucking boss in a WoW dungeon? Practicing his evil looming pose, indeed. Oh my god. He literally is.
He sat in the Lord's chair, grinning like the castle was his for the taking.
見つけたぞ、雪村行動。
おや、新選組が到着するにしては随分早いと思っていましたが、まさか懲りもせず単独で、しかも土産まで連れてやってくるとは。どうやら沖田君の死からは何も学ばなかったと見えますね。
You are not allowed to say his name, motherfucker.
Father scoffed, relishing in his dismissal. My heart turned inside of my chest. That man, my father, is my enemy. No matter how many times I repeated the thought, however, it couldn't soothe the pain of his glare.
こうして千鶴を連れてきてくれたことには感謝しますが、あいにくのんびりと君の相手をしている暇はないんですよ。私はこれからやってくる新選組と戦わなければならないのでね。
Or we could stab you right now and you won't ever have to worry about that.
ああ、知っているさ。俺たちはそれを阻止しに来たのだから。
Like Yamazaki says, apparently.
We won't let the Shinsengumi endanger itself by marching here without stopping you first. Father, This ends here and now.
全く理解できないな。私が手を出そうが出すまいが、どのみち新選組は旧幕府軍もろとも歴史の敗者となるのだよ。どこで散ろうが結果は同じこと。なぜ無駄な戦いをするのだね。
貴様にはわかるまい。武士を目指し、この時代を駆け抜けて、やっとその夢に手が届いて、彼らは今も武士として戦い続けている。そんな新選組の誇りに貴様などに水を入れさせるものか。
誇りか。くだらない。そんなものは犬にでも食わせればいい。人は皆死ねばムクロなのだから。
Wow. That's really crude.
ならば私はその時代錯誤な誇りとやらを踏みにじってやろう。彼らも羅刹にしてやろうかとも思ったが、新選組は全て羅刹兵の餌にした方が良さそうだ。
させてたまるか。
Yay. I like when Yamazaki's basically just done talking. He's just like, nope, we're done. I'm gonna fight you now. With really no ceremony about it.
Yamazaki whipped out a kunai and hurled it toward father, who responded in turn with a flying scalpel, before the two blades clanged in midair. Then Yamazaki sidestepped, closing the distance between himself and father in quick fashion.
なかなかに早い。あくまで人間にしてはだが。とはいえ、私とてこう見えて鬼の端くれだ。
What? What are the words that just poured out of this guy's face hole?
With a razor-sharp scalpel in hand, father slashed at Yamazaki, ripping a long tear through his pant leg. I gasped, knowing full well that the scalpel was likely coated in poison. One well-aimed strike was all it took to induce a state of catatonic shock in Yamazaki. Each of Yamazaki's steps were careful and calculated.
そんなに悠長に戦っている暇はあるのかね。ここは私の城なのだよ。
侵入者か。
This just became a Dragon Age 2 fight. We just got the like second round of bad guys dropping out of the fucking sky.
Yamazaki! Fury's incoming!
分かっている。
All of a sudden, a group of Furies stormed into the hall, having been seemingly alerted of our presence. The startling crash of the doors flying open took Yamazaki and myself by surprise.
I know, right? Just then! Bad guys!
Another flurry of scalpels were viciously flung at Yamazaki, hitting both him and a Fury soldier beside him. I screamed as Yamazaki's hand became limp, and I watched his katana clang against the bloody tatami. Yamazaki?
今ので両腕の剣を断った。これでもう腕は上がらんよ。
Another pair of Furies came sprinting into the Great Hall, much to our chagrin. I was becoming continually horrified and shocked to see our situation worsen by the minute.
Oh shit!
However, I steeled myself, unsheathing my kodachi, which elicited a condescending chuckle from my father.
無駄だよ千鶴。お前の腕で羅刹に勝てるとでも。
No, I doubt I'll be able to take them all. But that's no reason to just sit and watch while you torture the man I love. I mustered all of my courage, howling at my own father as I prepared to slice my kodachi upon my own arm.
What?
Ow!
まさか。
I think she has a plan here?
I suddenly recalled something Father had told me. To a Fury, a demon's blood was more precious than gold or nectar. How convenient for me. The Furies took immediate notice, their pupils dilating as they shot me an aggressive, ravenous glance. I'm fine! Don't worry about me! Now's your chance!
わかった。
無駄なあがきよ。いくら羅刹を引きつけたところで、肝心の山崎君はもはや戦える体ではない。羅刹と化したところで腕すら動くまい。
いや、お前を倒すのに羅刹の力など必要ない。
Yamazaki's arms hung loosely beside his waist as he bolted toward the Furies, kicking his feet against the ground.
We're inside. We could use floor here, but no, we use ground.
His movements were languid, far removed from the impressive display shown earlier during his thirsty outrage. But there was still purpose in his step. It was inspiring watching his desire to live flourish under these harrowing circumstances, which he had noticeably lacked as a Fury.
お前はただの人間に負けるんだ。雪村コード!
Is he just gonna kick him in the face since his arms don't work?
たわごと！
Another handful of scalpels were flung towards Yamazaki, to which he responded with a reflexive spin that twisted him low to the ground beside his sword. Yamazaki bent his knees, kicking once more at the tatami mat to boost himself into the air.
Omae wa mou shindeiru!
な！
Maybe.
The impact of Yamazaki's leap caused his katana to bounce into the air shortly after him. For a second, his sword circled in the air like a windmill, turning slowly in front of Yamazaki.
これで終わりだ。コード!
Yamazaki kicked the butt of the blade's hilt as it spun in midair, redirecting its force to blast it towards Father.
That was some fucking ninja bullshit. That was so anime.
The blade ricocheted off Yamazaki's foot like a bullet, and with the velocity of lightning, the sword flew straight into Father's chest, right above his heart.
バカな。
Father's body shivered quietly, and as blood trickled out of his chapped lips, he fell to the floor. Yamazaki, however, hadn't stopped there. He darted to the ground to grab the scalpel scattered upon the floor, and whipping his arms in a flailing motion toward the Furies encircling me. I watched a flying scalpel pierce through the throat of a Fury inches from my face, Specks of blood hitting my face as the fury gurgled quietly.
やったか。
That was like a really smart fight we just did. I'm so proud of Chizuru right now. Our girl is smart sometimes.
Yamazaki, are you all right?
なんとか。
I mean, other than the weird blood kink thing, this is a very good Chizuru.
予想もしなかった。まさか武士の魂である刀を足毛にするとはな。
I'm not kink shaming so much as I'm weird localization choice shaming. It was very tonally dissonant from the rest of the route, is my problem. Also, Kodo, why are you still alive and talking? Could you just, like, die already, please?
力で勝てなくても、腕が持ち上がらなくても、戦う術はある。沖田さんが教えてくれたんだ。
Why must we bring up Okita again and stab my heart?
なるほど。君たちは一人で戦っていたわけではないということですか。
Father spit up blood, and I could feel his throat tighten as he coughed. He took a deep breath, slowly shifting his perusing gaze towards me. I felt queasy in his watchful eye.
知っての通り、鬼の一族は非常に高い再生力を持っている。
Oh, for God's sake. Can we just murder him?
私は死ぬまで諦めない。今すぐにでも首をはねなければ後悔することになりますよ。
I prepared myself for the possibility of killing him. At least, so I thought. But here I was confronting the situation with trembly hands and a scratchy throat. The knowledge of his sin seemed miles away from us, and all that I could focus on was our relationship.
But it was a lie, though.
After all, this man was my...
刀を貸してくれ。君に手を下させるにはあまりに酷だ。
No, I can handle it. He is my father, and I must atone for his sins. We were family, and his legacy ended with me. By allowing someone else to perform the execution, I was wrongfully absolving myself of responsibility. Yamazaki noticed my trepidation, and he moved to rest his hand upon my shoulder in silent support. I inhaled deeply, assuring myself of my conviction. Father, this pains me, but you've left me with no other option. I raised my hand into the air, ready to swing my kodachi downwards at him in a crescent motion. My breath was held tightly in my chest when...
どけ。
Oh. Thank you, Kazuma. I assume you're going to murder our father, and that's great.
A coarse voice barked from behind me, and before I could blink, steel flash blinded my line of sight. Father? In one fell swoop, Father's head separated from his neck, and the mysterious figure flicked the blood from his blade onto the ground in a merciless display.
Kazama Chikage, Kisama!
You couldn't have shown up, like, a while ago?
どのみち貴様らではその男を殺すことはできなかったろう。だから俺が手を下してやったまで。今のは一族の恥を注いだ褒美代わりだと思っておけ。
Your arrogance, though, man. Like, wow. He's a kill stealer. Literally the worst. Remember when those were in MMOs? He's that right now. He's a dick.
Kazama, あなたはいつも一言多い。
Amagiri, please come collect your wily fucking child.
Amagiri, you're here too.
ええ。辛い役目でしたが、無事やり遂げてくれたようですね。
See, I'm really conflicted because, once again, in the original game, I liked Kazuma quite a lot, because he had more redeeming moments than he tends to in this. So, it's a character I like, but man, there are times when I'm really frustrated with what they do with him.
城内の羅刹兵はほぼ片付けました。城外の羅刹は知らぬいが仕留めていることでしょう。
Oh, gun boyfriend is outside. Cool.
At last, our most pertinent ambition was fulfilled. Our business in Shirakawa had ended. Kazuma shut his eyes and nodded quietly as if in agreement to my sentiment, and I called out to them. Wait! Why would you go through all the trouble of helping me defeat my father?
くだらん問いだな。奴は鬼の一族に背いた。それだけだ。雪村千鶴。俺を父の仇として恨みたくば恨む。
Is he basically like goading us to fight him right now? Is that literally what's happening?
そのような態度では本当に鬼と呼ばれかねませんよ。
Amagiri has a sweat. He must be so tired having to walk around with this dick.
Yes, ですが、私たちはおとぎ話で言う鬼ですから、それもいいかもしれません。
Yep, that tracks. So, good job, Kazuma. You have not learned how to flirt with a girl. Also, they're kind of bringing this gift curse thing back, which I assume is probably intended to be a callback to Matsumoto's words, maybe? Just guessing. Yeah, exactly, Anna.
もう会うこともないでしょうが、お二人ともお元気で。
Neat, thanks. I'm glad you seem to have gotten over the whole let's get married thing. Bye.
Without saying another word, the two demons vanished like mist, leaving behind no trace. Except the sound effect implied they walked out of the room like normal people.
Right, Fox? Hamagiri's just like, I'm just gonna continue to have a normal conversation and we're not gonna talk about whatever the fuck Kazuma is doing.
Yamazaki and I were hushed for a second, and when we verified that the demons were gone, I fell to my knees in relief, weakly crumpling to the ground.
最後の最後でやられたな。
Ground, but we're indoors. God.
Agreed. I think they meant well, though. It was their way of showing compassion.
Yup. This whole conversation is just like, we're having it right over the corpse of the headless corpse of Chizuru's dad. And a whole lot of dead Furies. Cool.
ああ、奴らに言い損ねたな。おとぎ話にだっていい鬼と悪い鬼がいるだろうと。
We should save. I feel like it's been a while.
Sunlight was emerging through the faltering darkness. With a newfound stride, Yamazaki and I departed from Shirakawa Castle, making our way towards the camp in which the Shinsengumi had allegedly resided. I could barely contain myself as I prepared myself to reveal our success in purging the castle of its furies.
And that was a lot of juxtaposition of myself right next to one another, which was very awkward and weird to read.
Aside from our bit of good news, Yamazaki and I had to inform them of the decision which we had made. As we entered the camp, the Shinsengumi men were still mobilizing their troops in battalion to siege the castle, making our report all the more surprising. Appearing out of the blue prompted a celebration, and Shimada welcomed us among with the others back to safety of the busy encampment. At first, we delivered our news to Shimada briefly. Then he escorted us to a small clearing outside of the camp, where Hijikata had been contemplating. Hijikata had his eyes fixed on the sky, and I clasped Yamazaki's hand before he kneeled on the ground.
そうか。お前らが行動さんを。
Look at us being all serious.
すまなかったな、山崎、雪村。また重い役目を押し付けたようだ。
Please, there's nothing to apologize for.
決着をつけたのは新選組の一員としての役目もありますが、俺たちが未来に踏み出すためにもどうしても必要なことでしたから。
そうか。
I guess we should grab this. This screenshot right here.
Wind blew through our hair calmly, filling the blanks in our conversation with a peaceful hum. It was a gentle but melancholic silence. Hijikata then muttered under his breath.
その踏み出す未来ってのは俺たち新選組と同じ道か。
いいえ、違います。俺は千鶴と共にこのまま新選組を抜けるつもりです。
His lack of a response was a tad unsettling. I hoped, perhaps optimistically, that he'd understand. He heaved a small sigh, which the wind carried away from us into the forest trees nearby.
申し訳ありません、土方さん。影として新選組を支えると誓いながら、俺はその誓いを。
謝るな、山崎。男だったら自分の決断を疑うな。
I feel like it's been a little while since we pointed out what a good Hijikata is.
先頭行くやつがブレちまったら、お前を信じてついていくやつは何を信じりゃいいかわからなくなる。
Also, the variant on that CG, I guess, is important.
だから前を行くやつは背中に迷いを見せちゃいけねえ。少なくとも俺はそうしてきた。お前はもう新選組の影じゃねえ。立派な一人の男だ。俺の言葉に惑わされず、己が決めたこと、己の言葉を信じて、これからも生きていけ。
ありがとうございます。
These, I was convinced, were the last words that Hijikata would ever give to Yamazaki as his commander. Yamazaki reacted by clasping my hand tighter, which I gladly reciprocated.
しかし、新選組を離れたとして、お前は一体何をするつもりだ？
意志を志そうと思っています。俺はもう刀を振るわない。人を救うための道を目指します。愛する人と共に。
Hijikata nodded in agreement to all of Yamazaki's articulate sentiments, prompting him to walk a short distance away underneath the radiant sunlight. A lonesome twinkle shone in the corner of Hijikata's eyes, eliciting a somber feeling in my stomach.
Oh no, he's doing the sad smile. Ow. My heart hurts.
これからは切り合いなんかじゃなく、人を助けて生かすために生きろ。だがな、新選組の大使だったことは忘れるなよ。胸に刻んでおけ。
Hijikata left us with that, and he ambled away from us. Our paths were beginning to fray, for the better.
ありがとうございます、土方さん。
May the fortune of war ever be in your favor. And so, Yamazaki and I traded glowing smiles. We bid our dearest friends farewell, taking the first step towards carving a life together.
Interestingly, they never addressed the, like, go grab this water that will slowly turn you back to normal thing. So I'm really curious what we're gonna see in the epilogue. Hi, Danny! Hi, Cass. Yeah, we still have the epilogue, so you haven't missed everything. I will post the CGs in the channel afterwards, as usual. But, yeah. Overall, good. Conceptually. This one just had some real weird localization bullshit. There's the blood-soaked smooch. I didn't even notice the sound effects team. Rockin' bananas. That's actually pretty great. Final chapter. Yeah, I would agree with Anna. Like, the localization weirdness hurt it a lot, but it didn't make it completely unbearable.
My, today is quite lovely. A pleasant breeze blew through the hallway of our home, indicating that summer was soon upon us. Petal blossoms and fresh leaves were scattered along the doorstep, remnants of a fruitful spring.
All right, good night, Danny. Sleep well. Noelle, you should go work at Idea Factory. Talk to Lady Kadashing. She was working there on contract for a bit, I guess. Maybe she has some pointers.
We had made a home for ourselves at Yukimura Clinic, humbly residing on the outskirts of Edo. As I felt the warm gust of wind while walking through the hallway, I was flipping through a bound notebook. So our plans for tomorrow are... In the morning we have a checkup scheduled, and then Ibuki's child is coming in for one as well. Additionally, we're running rather low on supplies, so I'll have to make my way to the herbal store. It was daunting, reviewing my list of tomorrow's tasks. Business at the clinic was only increasing, so there was scant a moment to rest.
Yay! We found Ibuki again. That's so cool.
As I made a mental note of my thoughts, I stopped in front of Yamazaki's door and quietly slid it open. Thanks for another day of hard work, Dr. Yamazaki.
その言い方はやめてくれ千鶴。まだ少し気恥ずかしいんだ。
Oh, look at our boy.
But that's what you are, aren't you? Susumu, you're now the resident doctor of this clinic, license and everything. It was awe-inspiring. Upon making our return to Edo, the two of us immediately began re-establishing Yukimura Clinic. In no time at all, Susumu invested himself into his studies, expanding his expertise to become a doctor. Even with diligent study, running a clinic was no simple task. But this was no obstacle to Susumu.
Hey, we're not calling him Yamazaki anymore. Neat.
Each and every night he reviewed my father's works on Western studies, peering the research that both father and Dr. Matsumoto dedicated their lives to.
Gasp, so familiar. Feud.
It was natural, at least initially, for our first round of patients to be skeptical of visiting a doctor who had been admittedly wet behind the ears. However, as of late, our neighbors began frequenting the clinic more often and spread word of our work. Soon after, visitors and patients of all kinds came trickling into our clinic, some very regularly. So how's everything going for you in here?
今でも実感が湧かないな。俺が本当に人の命を救う仕事をしているなんて。人の命を預かるというのは、戦場とはまた違った意味で重いと思う。
It only takes a second to take a life, but saving someone requires a lifetime of practice. At least, that's what Dr. Matsumoto had said.
まったくだ。耳が痛いな。
I couldn't help but smile in agreement with Susumu's honest, heartfelt statement. A small sigh left his thin lips, and he murmured in a content tone.
先日、戦が終わったそうだ。旧幕府軍が函館に築いた蝦夷共和国は、新政府軍の総攻撃の前に降伏し、鳥羽伏見から続いた一連の戦は、これで決着がついたことになる。
I wondered to myself what became of the Shinsengumi. I hadn't thought to ask. Susumu was noticeably hushed about it. Instead, we turned to look outside of the window. In our hearts and minds, our thoughts lingered with the survival of our courageous, fearless friends.
Ow. That hurts because history makes it hurt a lot.
Do you regret it?
何を？
The fact that you weren't there with the Shinsengumi when all of it went down? In their last moments?
そうだな。心残りがないと言えば嘘になる。今も俺は幾度となく戦場の夢を見るよ。だけどもうあそこに俺の居場所はない。これからの俺の生は、俺の人生はここで多くの人を幸せにすることだから。千鶴？
And the people who need you?
Hey, we're dressed like a girl again.
As a doctor, it's an admirable goal. But as your wife, it almost hurts me to hear it so. I stopped myself from going on, though from the sensation of Susumu's movement, he caught on. He turned his head toward me kindly, flashing an endearing smile to comfort me.
I know, look, they're so cute. It's really gross.
多くの人を幸せにするのはもちろんだが。
There we go. We'll get the proper sized CG. Look at how cute she is!
それより先に俺には一番に幸せにしたい人がいる。
Ooh, good point, Anna. That is like the same shade that he was wearing before.
Susumu gradually brought his slender hand to my cheeks, drawing me slowly with his touch.
Whatever. Then I guess it gets weird and hot.
言わなくても伝わると思うが、あえて言わせてくれ。愛してる、千鶴。
If you have fire breath, you should probably see a doctor. But what if you are a doctor? Or the one with the fire breath is the doctor?
And I you, Susumu. He dedicated his life to fighting alongside the Shinsengumi, but he was mature enough to walk away. He renewed himself in a poetic and meaningful way. Along the way there were struggles, no doubt. How much time Susumu had left to live was an unsolvable enigma to us both. Although Dr. Matsumoto was tirelessly researching methods of reversing the water of life's effects, a breakthrough had yet to be achieved.
Okay, I'm glad they sort of answered that situation.
However, this made no difference on the love that Susumu and I shared together. If anything, our hearts were affirmed by how precious our time was together, and with our commitment to each other in hand, at least we could enjoy the present.
Yay! That ended on a very positive note. I believe Heisuke does? Kind of? They never make it distinctly clear. They just say, yep, the effects are starting to fade over time. Sano is the one who never bothers becoming a Fury. So we're just gonna punch over here to the CGs. I'm guessing these ones we're missing are probably during the blood drinking scenes we would choose to make him endure it. Sometimes there's an extra CG for that. Which, you know, if you feel like an asshole and you want to see them screaming in pain, that's usually what it is. I'm assuming perhaps this is for a bad ending? But I don't think we're going to deal with that tonight, because it's very late. Maybe we'll do that very quickly at the front of another section. I don't think we'll have any DLC for him here. Nope, we do not. So, we're gonna Bamf, I think, and yell about it a little in the Discord, and then crash as I drop the CGs in there. We ended this one sooner than I expected, to be honest. I was assuming we would need to go for one more session, but hey, can't complain. So, next Saturday, I guess we'll do a movie night and we'll get through the 2 Hakuoki movies as we take a little break on the game, and then the following weekend we will dive back into Nightshade and date us a master thief who, you know, bleps with the best of them. So that's the plan for the next couple of weeks, I think. That being said, thank you for hanging out, everybody. It was fun. Weird blood drinking scenes aside. I will see you on the Discord. I will see you tomorrow, perhaps, if you are in the mood for TTRPG things. I will be on Jolie's channel, Pen Paper Pals, which I don't have a shout out for, but I will tweet about it tomorrow. Playing some Burning Wheel. And then later that same day, Travel over on Dylan's channel. Thank you, Dylan, for the link. Go follow Pen Paper Pals. Jolie does some cool stuff over there. And Jolie is awesome. So, and on Dylan's channel, Anaris there in the chat, we are starting Travel up again, which I think most of you know because I've been grinding myself into the ground working on the art all week. But it's done. And we're gonna, you know, play that tomorrow, and it's definitely gonna be about as sad as some of this shit was. So that's fine. It's gonna be excellent. Yep. It'll be really fun and lighthearted and sweet. Anyway, it's really fun. You should come watch, because it's delightful most of the time, and a bunch of good people are there. So with that, I will see you all around the internet. Good night or good lunch, as the case may be, depending on where you are. Take care, friends.